The Cheating Death podcast is a satirical program containing information about anything and everything under the sun, provided bluntly, directly, and transparently. We are not political, nor religious. We may be a bit analytical, and perhaps a bit litigious. This is a program that is not for the weak at heart. Therefore, your discretion is advised. On today's episode of the Cheating Death podcast, how to live life. A necessary guide in order to provide you with some insight, some ideas, in order to truly appreciate every moment as best you can. Providing an all-new Annihilation Announcement, a new joke of the episode, top 5 party activities, a new business spotlight, dear listeners, and so much more jam-packed into this episode of the Cheating Death podcast. So by now, you of course know what to do. Grab your coffee, grab your pen, and your blanket along with a notepad, and let us tell you how you can cheat death. This is your news egg of the Cleric Chaos, and this is your Annihilation Announcement. We all look towards the reflection in the mirror for answers at one point or another, but does that necessarily mean that we should be blaming it when the answers are not there? Absolutely not. For you see, moving forward in this life is no easy task. We ask ourselves many questions, but we don't give ourselves the space to find the answers before we become irritable with ourselves or our perceived efforts. Time is not linear. It is not a flat circle. Time is a manifestation and a construct to which humanity created in order to control and to consign the individuals around, and to truly embrace an idea and encapsulate the overall prison aspect of what life could be. But it is the responsibility of ourselves to look outside of this angle, to look outside of that mirror, outside of that prison that we put ourselves into. Focus, do what we can, be who we are. Do not take any answer from yourself as justice until you yourself have seen exactly what you are capable of. You are strong. You are powerful, and you are resilient. This has been your news anchor, the Cleric Chaos, and this has been your Annihilation Announcement. Willkommen, meine Freunde. Guten Morgen, guten Tag und eine gute Nacht. Ist dein Reisender und deine Ausländer, deine Allesfresser, deine Cleric of Chaos. On today's program, We start anew, we move forward as a people, as a species, as a veritable organism covering a large portion of this planet. We have no choice but to continue to move forward, and as such, it is imperative that we ourselves focus on trying our best to have fun in life, how to enjoy the little moments of reprieve, of respite, of relaxation that we acquire throughout the years. How is it that we can find the best ways in order to truly embrace and encapsulate these moments? Well, it is identifiable to a degree that we as people ultimately find solace in community, gathering with our friends, meeting groups of people, pushing forward to new heights and new dawns, either together or sharing your experiences with other people. These situations are imperative to the overall collective evolvement of the human species. We take time, we take effort, energy, and love to be in every single way, shape, or form in a period of relaxation. However, as time goes on and as our workload collectively increases, those times collectively start to decrease. We instead become a little bit harsher with ourselves, with our people, with our souls, with everyone and everything in between. We don't ask ourselves, when was the last time we rested? We tell ourselves, this is not the time to rest. Dear listener, these are times that we absolutely need to be kinder to ourselves more and more every day. In case you haven't heard, global calamity is once again at an all-time high. Sure, there may be echoes of peace in the horizon and the valleys beneath, but those shall not arrive for some time. For you see, we are lucky enough to be able to go about our day knowing just about anything that can take place around the world at any given point within an instant. However, when it comes to forgiving ourselves for being a bit sleepy or being a bit tired throughout the day due to overexertion and overwhelming yourself, we aren't very kind. In fact, we are downright mean to ourselves. We look in the mirror sometimes and tell ourselves that we must do more, that we must try harder, when in actuality, it's just a shift of an angle of a perspective that is required. Being able to look at yourself in the mirror and see truly what ultimately holds for you is one of the most important gifts that you can give yourself in this entire life. We take our souls for granted on a regular basis. A simple walk down the street, looking up at the sky and taking a deep breath and embracing the air around you. Sure, not every single road is going to be comprised of roses, chrysanthemums, orchids, and daffodils, but we all have to take the opportunity to truly see what it is within ourselves that is making us go, what is making us wake up every day, what is making us repeat the same routine over and over and over again. Is it insanity? Is it a desire to move forward no matter the cost? Is it because you found a set of tools that works and you just do not wish to deviate from that given the current circumstances, both socioeconomic as well as financial, and maybe even spiritual and internally? We are so lucky as a species that we put ourselves to work a lot these days. It seems that everyone not only has a varying position at a regular firm of sorts, but we all have our external ways of making money on the side now. We all have our shops in which we create things, or in which we provide art to people, or in which we provide search engine optimization, or any list of services that you can think of. We as people are trying to get ourselves to a point, all because of the past 25 to 30 years of conditioning, at the very least, 50 to 70, to be a little bit more generous. But why is this, you ask ourselves? look towards the sun, and we still don't see. But you understand that the sun was never meant to provide answers. It is only there to provide us an opportunity to utilize its energy to find those answers ourselves. The sun is a guide. Most people in our lives who come and make impact, change, evolution, a new perspective. These are the kinds of people that we ask ourselves, how is it that we can mold and shape ourselves in a way that would be able to identify exactly what situations and circumstances lay ahead of us? How to have fun is not a complicated nor a complex topic, dear listener. We are the ones that make it difficult. We are the ones that make it difficult to throw a ball with a friend outside. We are the ones that make it difficult to go for a walk down the street and grab ourselves a taco, a burrito, or a giant lovely fries and gravy dish with a good friend, watching a program, or just enjoying and sharing in a moment. We're also afraid of what people think of us, of what people will do if given certain information. But we all need to understand the only people hurting us, really, truly, and deeply, is ourselves when we refuse to give ourselves the breaks that we have earned. So your mission for today, dear listener, is no matter the cost, do yourself a favor, take yourself a nice little break, perhaps prepare yourself a nice little snack, and enjoy the reprieve that you have earned. Thank you for tuning in today. Take care of yourselves and each other. At the top of today's episode, we promised you a list of the top 5 party activities, given that we are within the warm part of the season. Life is turning a little bit more sunny each day, and we should do everything we can to embrace it while it is here. Coming in at number 5, we have throwing a frisbee in a park. Coming in at number 4, we have going for a jog on a nice trail. Coming in at number 3, we have walks along the water. Coming in at number 2, we have patios with friends. And coming in at number 1, the most important outdoor activity is the one that makes you happy. What is your top 5 of party, outdoor, indoor activities? By all means, email us at thecheatingdeathpodcast@gmail.com. Today's joke has been brought to you by the Cleric of Chaos. We often ask ourselves why we go to therapy. Well, why would a zombie go to therapy, you ask? Well, dear listeners, quite clearly, it is trying to work upon its dead issues. Today's business spotlight is once again brought to you by CRDVC. Are you a business, a high-level corporation, or a small to medium-level partnership looking for assistance with respect to increasing your return on your investment, retaining your employees, planning your events, schedules, and even incorporating a few tidbits about CRM software? By all means, contact us at CRDVC via the link in the episodes and podcast description at linktr.ee/Cleric Chaos and go to the Book a Meeting section. You will then be offered an opportunity to take your business to the next level. Today's business spotlight, dear listeners, is going to incorporate 3 very important folks and perhaps an honorable mention or 2. We would like to get started by delving into the world of the online powerlifting, professional wrestling, and, of course, just about every sort of inspirational opportunity everywhere in between. We are, of course, talking about the gentleman, the monster, the legendary Leviathan, known as the Epic. Yes, dear listeners, you may have seen this man on Scaling Up Catches. You may have seen him wrestling for championship wrestling from Hollywood or in the California area. Or you may have seen his outstanding YouTube channel or his Instagram presence to where he is second to none in not only creating absolutely outstanding and inspirational content, but this man is more legendary and more of a gladiator, of modern-day society than what anyone could ever have hoped to achieve. So what we need you to do is we need you to head on over to Instagram and follow just_the_epic and head on over to his lovely YouTube channel. And please be sure to follow all links, like, share, subscribe. Tell him that you are as fan of everything epic as life allows. And talking about the lovely work that he does with scaling up catches, we want to tell you about his partner, the man whom is responsible for some of the greatest lines in predator catching history. We are talking about Mr. Eric Kanevsky, yes, dear listeners, with over 450,000 followers on Instagram, a very successful YouTube page where they are scaling up catches, catching predators in and around the Alhambra area, and giving assistance to many a creator all across the United States. We strongly recommend you subscribe to their YouTube and you give them a follow on Instagram, just so you can see yourself how much effort, how much work, and how much time it takes to bring these people to justice. Our third business today, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the most absolute, unique, original, artistic, creative, and dreamy comedy clubs in the history of Toronto, Ontario. We are talking about Key Epic over at 884 Bloor Street West in Toronto, Ontario, the closest intersection being Bloor and Ossington. The Key Epic Comedy Club operates multiple times a week, and if you head to keyscomedyclub.com or over to Keys Comedy Club on Instagram, book yourself tickets starting at just $9 per show per person, an absolute steal when you take into account how blisteringly bad the economy has become. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to a Thursday night open mic, a Friday night pro show, get yourself in some weekend fun. Regardless of the path you choose, just head on over to Keys Comedy Club at Bloor and Ossington in Toronto, Ontario. Follow him on Instagram and feel free to subscribe to his YouTube. If you would like your business spotlight to be shone greatly upon you and your business or brand, dear listener, by all means, send us an email at thecheatingdeathpodcast@gmail.com or reach out to us at linktr.ee/clericchaos and fill out the form. Remember, how you run your business is no one's business but your own. But if you would like to receive a spotlight, send us an email and we'll set it right. Identifying how to have fun within the confines of the domicile of this existence that we call life is crucial. We absolutely do not want to dwell or exist in a world where we are not capable of at least enjoying a little bit of activity here and or there. Dear listener, how many times have you asked yourself how much you will suffer just to obtain a cigarette break at work, or just in order to have yourself a snack that evening before or after dinner? Or in the case of said dinner, you have justified your extra dessert by stating that you worked 50 hours that week, and desserts are not going to eat themselves. While both may be correct, you will ultimately decide how to have fun in your life. It is not a guideline, it is not an absolute legal charter that you must follow to the letter, dear listener. Absolutely not. The more we look at ourselves in the mirror, the more we see things a little bit clearer. We need to focus and see what it is inside of our soul that brings things closer and closer to reality for our own existences. There are no answers to which we can provide that will not come from within inside one's experience, one's heart, one's soul, one's brain, and one's very being. We ask ourselves so many questions over the point of this existence that if we keep asking, one day the question and the answer will provide both of us an opportunity to not only look inside of our physical bodies, but inside our spiritual ones to see what the true source and the true meaning behind virtually everything is. We seem to think that we are all human bodies just running around, chaotically organizing and designing new frameworks for society, when we are all mere spirits inhabiting and renting vessels to which we do not know nor understand why we have so many physical limitations. Science doesn't even understand how consciousness works. So if you are going to be told how to have fun by anyone, that person had absolutely better be carrying themselves a kazoo, a flask, and a very, very comically large cigar, because if they're not doing their best to provide a unique insight, then maybe you need to take another turn left or right. We wish to take this opportunity to thank you for tuning in today, and we wish for you to take care of yourselves and each other. The Cheating Death Podcast is brought to you by Nachtem Lieben CRDVC, Cleric of Chaos, and where you may find all podcasts on all platforms. If you'd like to support the program, you may do so with the links in the episodes and in the podcast's description, with either a one-time donation or a merch, media, cameo, or music purchase. Dear listener, if you or anyone you know is experiencing psychiatric duress, emotional turmoil, substance abuse, gambling withdrawal, please contact one of the toll-free numbers listed within the episodes and in the podcast description as well. And if you or anyone you know are looking at adopting a playful puppy or a cute kitten, please visit the animal rescue center closest to you to adopt yourself a new fluffy friend. If you'd like, please visit each and every single one of our friends, producers, and contacts of the program by following their social medias within the confines of the episodes and in the podcast description itself. Dear listener, we have crossed many a bridge together, but the most important bridge that you will traverse is the one that is going to be within the horizon's view of your mind's capability. Do not fret, do not fear. This is your time. Remember, we are pulling for you. We are all in this together.